Hello, 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 and welcome to the Viva La Vulva podcast. I am your host, Dr. Kara Quant, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today on this podcast. Today, I am joined by my recurring guest host, Lily Wang from MedAmour. Hey, Lily.
Good morning and happy masturbation.
Yes. So today's episode is all about masturbation because it is May and it is Masturbation May.
We met 2 years ago for one of our best episodes was about masturbation or Masturbation May.
Yes, when we were able to be together and we had all of we had all of toys out and we were showing different toys, and yes, that's why probably our best on YouTube, right? Like it's our highly seen episode.
Hopefully this will be our sequel.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, in celebration of Masturbation May, we are talking about all of the benefits or highlighting some of the benefits of masturbation. If you are not new to this podcast and if you've been listening for a while, you know I am a big endorser of masturbation. I think it is important. I think it is fun. It is natural. It is accessible at any time of the day or night. And so I highly, highly recommend it. So this is just highlighting it. Say it again.
Healthy.
And healthy. Yes, exactly. You're not going to get any STIs or anything like that from masturbation, at least self masturbation. Or usually even like a partner masturbation, it's still not going to happen. So, yes, we are talking all about masturbation, and we're willing it down to the 6 benefits of masturbation. I think that there's many more than that. Yes, there's many more than that, but we'll take it down to 6.
We'll help you all zone it in because there's so many health benefits to masturbating. And I'll just kind of kick off and start with that one. There are so many health components to it. It is healthy because you're kind of detoxing, you're de-stressing, and by exploring your body, there's the physical benefits of masturbation, but also mental, just clearing your mind and being one with yourself and discovering your body, touching and feeling. You're practicing to know exactly what you like and therefore kind of practice so that you know what you're doing then with your partner. Kind of like I like to think the example of musicians and dancers. You have to do practice on your own, solo practice, before you can come with your partner so you know what you're doing.
You're right. You are right. Yes, you have to know what to let your partner know what is good or what is bad or what is, like what pressure or sensation that you like or don't like. And the way that you can tell that is by masturbating.
Yeah. And so the benefits too is that it really does lower your stress. It increases your blood flow. It actually can boost immunity and it's going to make you feel better just with good endorphins that you're releasing. And that's what gives you that good positive attitude and mood. And then physically too, you can also just be more relaxed and you'll sleep better, have a good night's sleep afterwards.
Yes, I mean, I can say that, and I think I've said this before. I have used masturbation as a sleep aid. Like, there are a lot of different ones out there. You can take melatonin, you can, like listen to certain music, or you can masturbate. And I have used that on many different occasions to get myself to sleep, especially when I have a racing mind. As a doctor, it's sometimes hard to slow things down. And so I have often used masturbation as one of those things to help me fall asleep. So if you have not done that and you have trouble falling asleep, maybe you can try that. So some of the other benefits, so you would say, okay, so going back to yours, one benefit is, you said, kind of relieving stress. Another benefit is going to sleep.
I blurred all mine together. It definitely is a stress reliever. It helps you sleep. It's relaxing. It definitely is good endorphins released to help you sleep, I think, and that's what also makes you feel in a better mood, um, and just and mental health too. So I think by being able to just get that angst out of your anxiety and stress, once you masturbate and you actually orgasm, that's what will release all those endorphins and you'll feel better. So it's like a so encompassing balance, all like three, four, five benefits all there in one.
Yes, yeah. Just like the benefits of, exercising on a regular basis or the benefits of good nutrition, masturbation is another good benefit that like hits a lot of different areas, right? Like a lot of different parts of the body, mental health, physical health. So I agree with you. I would also like to add that, or going more specifically into the hormones, since I want to get more into the science aspect of it, dopamine is a big thing that is released when you masturbate. So dopamine, if you don't know, it's like one of the happiness hormones. It's related to the reward system in the brain. The reward system is mainly encompasses areas in the brain called the amygdala and the hippocampus. And so those areas are getting dopamine released when you are masturbating. So instead of having to, like do other things that help with, that are associated with the award system. I mean, drugs are associated with it, addiction is associated with it, or you can masturbate, which is another thing that can help with releasing dopamine in the body. Another one that you touched upon are endorphins. And so endorphins are our body's natural pain reliever. So instead of taking Advil or Tylenol, which I talk about all the time as the physician, you can masturbate and you can help to release some endorphins, which can help with, yes, de-stressing, helping your mood, boosting your mood. Endorphins are very similar to the drug class of opioids. So things like Norco, Vicodin, those are opioid drugs. And endorphins are our natural pain relievers. So there are natural opioids. I'm not saying that it's going to help fully with your pain, but it actually can help a lot with it. And then the last one, the last hormone, is oxytocin. Um, these are not every hormone that's released during masturbation. These are just like the top ones. So oxytocin is another one that is released during masturbation and even orgasm. This is the love hormone. So you usually know it about oxytocin for moms and babies. That helps with bonding. It helps if you don't have a child. It just helps with social bonding. So bonding to your partner, maybe probably bonding to yourself. So this is another great hormone that is released during masturbation. So from the science side, dopamine, endorphins, oxytocin, those are some big hormones that are released during the time of masturbation. So I would say give it a try. There's nothing really to lose. There's so much to gain from masturbating, and it is fun. And if you have not heard me say, I will say it again for the 100th time. But our clitoris, so, this is called Vibula vulva. On the vulva, there's a certain, or the vulva is basically everything that you can see on the outside. And the clitoris is sometimes seen, sometimes it's not, because you have a clitoral hood. But the clitoris is only used for one thing, which is pleasure. No other functions of it. There's no reason for it besides pleasure. And there's 8,000 nerve endings there. So use it. Use it because you can also lose it. Not necessarily lose the clitoris, but you could just lose the drive of having sex as we get older, have more responsibilities. So yes, the clitoris is there and available for masturbation. And vulva owners, generally achieve orgasm through clitoral stimulation. Yeah.
Yay.
So it is, yeah. So if you listen to this podcast, or if this is the first time that you're listening to it, I talk a lot about the clitoris. It's pleasure, pleasure, 8,000 nerve endings. There's more to the clitoris than you can see visually. It's almost like a wishbone structure. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of benefits taking it full circle to masturbating. And you can achieve orgasm with the clitoris usually.
Thank goodness. It's such an amazing part of the body of our vulva. I was going to ask you, Dr. Kara, for our listeners, what are some tips to masturbating? Someone who's really never done it or doesn't know how or is nervous, it's their first time. What are some first time masturbation tips?
That's a good question. Well, I would say one would just be laying on the bed without any underwear on and getting a handheld mirror and just looking at your vulva is the first thing I would say to masturbating. Getting to know what are the structures that are there. If you need to pull up something on your phone, actually, you can also use your phone. So, for people who don't have a mirror, you can just use the photo. You can use the camera on your phone. Just look and or even take a picture of it and you can look at it up close. But I would say get to know your vulva, get to know the structures of it, the big lips and the small lips, the clitoris. You can even see the urethra, which is the opening to the, basically where urine comes out, the vagina where tampons go in. So just familiarize yourself with the vulva, first of all. Second, once you've familiarized yourself and gotten comfortable with yourself, just appreciating the beauty of the vulva, I would next use some type of lubrication. So, spit is kind of the easiest thing you can do. I would not use Vaseline. Vaseline is not a good lubricant. KY jelly is also not very good. Coconut oil you can try, but I would use something to lubricate the fingers first. And just take some time with exploring, feeling what feels good, what doesn't feel good, what pressures feel better. Do you want to warm your hands? Do you want, something a little bit cooler? So there's a lot of different sensations that you can experience. And I would say just explore it. And lastly, just having fun with it, like seeing what feels good in your body. The pressure, like I said, movement. Do you want to move your body? I also recommend like having a environment that is clean, and free of clutter. I think that kind of helps to release our minds from having to see things and kind of focus on it. So if you have a clean room or a clean environment that you can masturbate in, I think that that's always helpful. And putting some candles and doing something that is good for yourself. I think masturbation is also associated with self-care. And so creating an environment that is comfortable and you feel safe in, because I feel like when you feel safe and comfortable, masturbation becomes more pleasurable.
Agreed.
So, yeah, so those are some of the
It's so good. I just thought our listeners should hear that because we probably have some who've never done that. And as we're trying to normalize and educate folks about the vulva, the clitoris, the parts, the functionality, and what they can do, is where do they even start? So that was a great refresher and a little quickie lesson for all of us. So thank you.
Yes, thank you for asking. And with that, I think we are done. I mean, masturbation, there's so many other things that we can talk about. But I wanted to just highlight, the 6 benefits of masturbation. It is available for you to do at any time of the day, like I said earlier. So I would like to thank you for joining us today on the Viva La Vulva podcast. Again, I am your host, Dr. Kara Quant, and this is my guest, Lily Wang. From MedAmour. And if you enjoy this podcast, subscribe, let your friends and family know about it, because the reason for it, the goal of it, was to empower sexual health through discussions, through art, through medicine. And I appreciate you listening. Bye.